To this week's Texas Roadhouse press conference. Thanks everybody for coming. A little bit of a light week at home this week for UTPB athletics. Thursday night, fans can watch the replay of our 36-17 homecoming victory over Humboldt State on MyTV 16 beginning at 7 o'clock. Wednesday, women's soccer will have their last home game of the season at 7 o'clock against Angelo State at the UTPB turf field. That night will also be the Justin Kerrigan Coaches Show from 6 to 7 on Rock 95.1 from Links Bar and Grill at Ratliff Golf Course. Thursday night, men's soccer is on the road at St. Mary's in San Antonio. Friday night, volleyball is at Cameron in Lawton, Oklahoma, and women's soccer is on the road at Midwestern State. Saturday, men's and women's cross country will be running in Canyon, Texas, hosted by West Texas A&M in the morning. Men's soccer will be at Texas A&M International in Laredo. Volleyball will be at Midwestern State in Wichita Falls. And then Saturday night will be football's second straight home game up in Midland at Grande Stadium, kicking off at 6 o'clock. All right, we'll get started today with volleyball coach Tim Lesh.
Thank you, Ryan. Good afternoon. Falcon Volleyball had another good week. We pulled off a nice win against Kingsville, who had defeated us at their place. So it was nice to get some revenge on them. And it moved us into 5th place in the conference, so we're continuing to climb in the rankings and hope to continue that in future weeks. We had a couple milestones. We had 2 players reach 1,000 statistical. First was Sarah Vasquez. She had 1,000 digs for her career this past week, and she's a junior libero. She also had a career high with 37 digs against LCU. Next was Kiara Granado. She had 1,000 assists against LCU, her 1,000th assist, and she's a junior setter for us. But most important was the win over Kingsville, and we're focused on our conference matches. It was a team effort. We're battling through injuries and had a lot of girls step up. We're still improving, and the girls that are healthy for us are giving a maximum effort. Any questions?
What do you like out of your girls right now? What are they doing well on the court?
They're very coachable. They're following the game plan well. Like I said, they're giving maximum effort. They're being loud, they're hustling, they're playing as a team, they're communicating, really doing everything we practice and that we ask of them. So it's a lot of fun to coach them.
Coach, talk about the growth you've seen from the beginning of the year and the first round of Lone Star play to now.
Yeah, we've improved a lot since last year and even from the beginning of this year. So we talk about that occasionally at practice, like some of the drills we do, we're able to do at a much higher percentage, and some of the games that we play are much closer scored. So we see it every day in practice, but we also see it in matches. So when we're playing some of the top teams, we're able to go on runs against them, and if we're not beat them, at least it's very close. So that's something at the beginning of the season we didn't have. There were some days where we play well, or games we play well, and other ones where we weren't as competitive. So we're getting to where we're competitive with everybody in the Lone Star now. To kind of wrap up, I wanted to recognize a few of the other players on our team that did well. As I said, it was a team effort this week. It wasn't just Sarah and Kiera that I mentioned earlier, but Skylar Frail had almost a perfect week for us. She had 30 kills on 50-some swings with no errors. So that's very hard to do at a high level, to not get blocked or make a hitting error. And she's currently 2nd in the Lone Star in hitting percentage. Our other middle, Trevon Matthews, had a good week, 24 kills, hit 300. We had 2 freshmen, Annalise Lucio, one of our setters, had her best week with 7.5 assists per game and 3 digs per game. Aquincy Strambler, one of our freshman outside hitters, stepped up and had a big game with 12 kills against Kingsville. And kind of our unsung hero was Megan Ashton. She's a sophomore DS and had to step up in her role this week and didn't have big numbers or anything, but did everything her team needed her to do for us to be successful. So that's all I've got. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, next up is head football coach Dusty Carey.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, big win. How big is, coming home, getting a second W, and now getting to stay home and hopefully get another one at Midland? How big is this kind of turn of events right now?
I guess we'll find out. It's good to get another victory and get another one at home. And going with the Boonfelt hashtag and protect the basin, we're doing a good job of that. I got to continue. We got another opportunity this week in Midland.
What's it like having this game in Midland? To kind of, like you said, protect the basin, or what was
Protect the
it?
basin.
Yeah. What's it like going to have this game in Midland?
It's good. This will be our third year doing it, and having some guys from the Midland schools of Greenwood and Midland High and Midland Lee, Midland Christian. It's good for those guys to be able to kind of go back home, and I think it's important for us as a university to be present there, not just football or athletics, but as a whole to make that a home stadium as well.
2 weeks ago, last week rather, at the press conference, but 2 games ago, you were talking about one of the biggest problems was establishing the run, something you guys needed to do. Really spread the wealth, about 121 rushing yards, I think, coming from you guys. How did you think you fared this week, and is this like the expectation you have going forward?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job of spreading the wealth, and not just the running game, but throwing the ball as well. The run game was consistent, reliable, and all three backs did a great job. We're very efficient in running the football, and I thought we operated well.
I think the most impressive stat line, can't go without saying, Taylor, career day. Well, it's only a freshman, so hopefully not a career day, but program day with passing yards, everything. What did you see differently out of him today as you have earlier this season?
Nothing really. It was some opportunistic plays that we took advantage of. We're able to connect on, and it's the same guy that we've seen in every game. I think just probably more opportunities. We were a little bit more pass heavy against these guys, and our wideouts did a good job of getting open. I think that the biggest thing about it was up until the very last play of the game, we hadn't given up any sacks. He had a lot of time back there, and like I said, the wideouts were able to get open, and we were able to connect and finish those plays.
What were your biggest takeaways from your defense on Saturday?
7. Kidding. That was part of it. 7 sacks and 3 takeaways. I think that's the biggest part of it all. And not having John O'Kelly out there and still coming up with 7 sacks that's impressive work. Then the back end being able to come up with some interceptions as well was big.
I think it was 13 people who ended up catching a pass on Saturday. What'd you like about both what those receivers, running backs, all sorts of stuff were able to do to get open, and then just Taylor's ability to kind of go through those reads and see all his options like that?
I think that's the key, is that we don't get locked into one individual, one or two, or just within a play. Taylor does a good job of seeing the field, understanding where the ball needs to go based on the concept, play call, and with the defense that we're getting. And at the end of the day, operating like that, that's the key to getting to the end zone, is being able to move the ball down the field and not trying to force stuff.
So going into this week, what is it that you think you need to repeat or do differently in order to get another win?
Well, I think we got to be consistent offensively. I think we got to be able to finish in the red zone. We were 2 of 5 in red zone opportunities. That's not good enough. We got to clean that up. We got to be 100% in the red zone with score chances. And then defensively, just do what they've been doing all year. Defense has played strong in every game, and offensively, if we'll play a little bit more efficient and finish in the red zone, we'll have a chance to win the ball game.
I know they've got a guy. I think I've read 9 sacks. Some other pass rushers as well. What's going to be the key for you guys in pass protection, just with what they do defensively?
Yeah, he's tough. I think last year he was Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. We're going to have to work and and make him earn some stuff. And whenever he gets a chance to make a play, I'm sure he's going to make some. At the end of the day, we're going to have to account for him. We're going to have to know where he's at all times up front, and work to make sure that he doesn't get to the quarterback. Make sure that we're getting the ball out on time where it needs to go, and guys are getting open when they need to get open, and see if we can't keep him away from the quarterback a little bit.
Good.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, next up is freshman quarterback Taylor Knoll.
I'm good whenever you're good.
Okay, you guys good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Taylor, best offensive passing production in UTPB history. How does it feel?
It feels good, but there's also, we probably left 150 yards out there, easy yards that we need to get cleaned up. And then once we get that together, it's going to be something special here. Getting everyone on the same page and connecting. I mean, I missed Ben Galvey's on about 3 touchdowns on like consecutive drives. So that's 21 easy points that we left out on that field that we need to get up there on the board. Defense is playing great, giving us opportunities to win every ball game. We just need to give them more points and we'll be good.
How was this, I guess this past offseason, the whole, 4-man competition, and, I'm sure getting a lot of reps with a lot of different sets of receivers. How did that help you in your position now, just be on a pretty good rhythm with a bunch of different guys, not just, that you were locked into, your same set of receivers that you've kind of worked with all these guys throughout the offseason?
Well, every day in practice, we throw to all of the receivers. We make sure that every quarterback is getting reps with every receiver, whether it's a redshirt quarterback with a senior receiver or a junior quarterback going with all the redshirt receivers. We're just making sure that everyone's getting those reps so that no matter whose number gets called, everyone's ready for their chance to go in the game.
Looking ahead to Saturday, what are you guys going to do to carry that momentum from last week into this week?
Just keep having fun out there. Just playing the game that we love and bring another win here for the Basin.
Post game, you were talking about, how every week's a new week. You're trying to win every week, and if you make it, wind up above 500 this season, do you think, this team can win out the rest of the season?
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, we've played every team close, whether it was for a quarter, a half, or even a full game. We've played every team close. Once we've put together that full 4 quarters, we can easily run the table, go 6-5 this year, and then roll that in next year.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Taylor.